Ani eyanokre wapomudin hu hia enu nti na hu ahohia sa wobehwa wo hu so yi wo brano ne mra mu odin ameto wo mpofrim. Now permit me to introduce you to Green Select Glucometer. Green Select Glucometer from Costless Ventures. Sa fidie kito ya etimimpo ehwa wo botomi eboa ma wo hu wo sugar level abribia. Wona wo diabetes ana yare ahodo a emma wo sugar level esote wo brano no. Sa fidie be bo nka ye baby bia wo bia no wada wo so akohu doctor ntem na wo mo dry betimi ma blood sugar no aye pepepe. With Green Select Blood Glucose Monitoring System, you get your test results in 5 seconds. Annual 5 seconds per now results are ready. And it's suitable for persons of all age. Nane boaso de more people din hu yaw. Sa upe bako ana sa upe so tukoton. Call Costless Ventures now on 0205 915 315. Or fry a betra we office at Ben Wagana Fine Baby na only one dija. Green Select Glucometer, the best. This advert has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Okay, so the action on radio is what I give to you anytime you see me sitting like this here on Sammy Flex TV. And because I know sometimes you are so busy during the day, you don't even get time to listen to what we do on radio, I have introduced this particular segment called the highlights of Showbiz Agenda. Here what I do is whatever we did on Xylophone 102.1 FM on a special program called Showbiz Agenda, I give you all the highlights. I know you might not have time to listen to all the 3-hour program, so what I do is I come down, call my team, and we say the people would want to hear this, they want to see this, we piece them together for you to enjoy. It is called the highlights of Showbiz Agenda. So today's episode is going to give you one of such, taken from Xylophone FM's Showbiz Agenda. All that you have to do is to sit, relax, enjoy, and still get the moment just as it was live on radio. I did this with my team led by Digital Rasta Currency, Richie Flex, Ya Lapiji, Nana Reagan, and Team Dodu Solomon, aka Chamo, and MC Berima as well. Now you have to relax, and anytime you want to know what is happening on Xylophone FM, this is what you have to do. Subscribe to this channel, Sammy Flex TV, get all the updates, and even if you're not able to listen to what we do on radio, you get a chance to watch it here on Sammy Flex TV later. Enjoy the moment, and you can always share your comments with us here on the show. Enjoy, and let's do more. We out.
And I've seen a story here that is making me so happy. Boys are thinking, man. Maybe I'll read a portion of the story to you, and when I come back, my panel members will surely do justice to it as they have always been doing. This story is taken from GhanaWeekend.com, and it is a statement coming from comedian Obi Amponsa. He says, time to take comedy shows to churches. Time to take comedy shows to churches. Obi Amponsa on COVID-19 restrictions. Story obviously written by, I'm sure Kwame Dazi will do this. Says, upon the announcement of the new coronavirus restrictions by the President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo yesterday, some entertainers have expressed worry over losing their source of livelihood. Now, in his 23rd address on COVID-19, the President placed a ban on some social gatherings, including concerts, theatrical performances, weddings, among others. He said cinemas still remain closed. However, churches and other religious gatherings are allowed to operate by following the COVID-19 protocols. Reacting to this, comedian Obi Amponsa wrote on his Facebook timeline, time to take comedy to churches. They are still open. Hello, my ICGC friends. Richmond, you have been here for you have been absent for some time, rather. So let's start with you on this. So the entertainment industry was picking up, I know. After the Christmas, things were really taking shape, and also many events were being planned. But after yesterday's announcement, how do we look like now?
For me, it just reminds me of Lamentations chapter 5 verse 7. And I wish we can briefly read it.
You want us to read it?
Yes, I'll be very
okay.
happy.
Facebook Jata doesn't have a Bible on his phone, so I have to still try to read it on my Bible. Lamentations chapter
5 verse 7.
Hey, na me Bible na fine. As I'm share ya check. As I'm share ya check.
When deleted that download the app for now.
Me download the Silhouette app. But download the Silhouette app. I made it name, but no more. Put your hands on my shoe. What's the Lamentations, eh?
Lamentations chapter 5 verse 7.
Okay, I found it finally. I found it. Lamentations chapter 5 verse 7. Verse 7.
Verse 7, 5-7.
Okay. Our fathers have sinned and are not, and we have borne their iniquities.
Our fathers have sinned and they are no more, and we are suffering for their sins. You see, COVID-19 spark, whatever is happening now, personally, I would blame these political parties and their election campaigns and those activities that they engage themselves inside. They have brought all of this, and we as an industry is suffering for this particular thing. Sammy, look at the election campaigns that they were doing. Rallies upon rallies. Giant one. This is just about a month ago. Okay, we just entered February.
Yeah.
So December 7th, leading to the place. Look at all the political rallies that was organized, nationwide tour, all that. Which entertainment gathering had such crowds that they had?
None.
They could have ensured that, you know, they have campaigns of, you know, physical distancing, or just meet the 25 people per group that they are imposing on private barriers. But what has happened? Now the industry is supposed to suffer for this particular COVID-19 issue. So I mean, in as much as we are hurt as an industry, it's important that we look at the COVID-19 situation. Instead of 200 COVID-19 cases that Ghana records as at 2 weeks ago, or as at those times, 200 cases a week. Now, each day, Ghana records 700 new COVID-19 cases.
That's crazy.
Each day. If you put that aside, somewhere when before the president came to address us, COVID within 2 weeks, we had about 1,900 cases. Now, COVID has about 5,300 over cases within just this current space of a short time. So you can see that our industry already does not have support as it was the case when COVID started in the United Kingdom. United Kingdom established a fund for the creative arts industry. They put 1.7 billion pounds sterling to give to venues, to give to artists, to give to other creative art industry people who contribute or support, people who have businesses that gears towards, you know, supporting the creative art industry. What did we have as an industry here in Ghana? I don't remember there being any special fund dedicated to the entertainment industry. In fact, the UK went ahead to even name they went ahead.
Some people were called to fill some forms to get some money.
Okay, so they got it
from the office of the Creative Arts Council. But as to whether they got the money or not, it's another big discussion.
So I heard that news myself, and the reason why I never spoke about it is
personally, I was called to fill that form too.
Hey,
oh wait, I said I was called.
Okay,
but I've never said I took the money.
Okay,
I said I was called to fill the form.
Okay.
In fact, on the day I went there, I went to meet some faces. Where your team was also there filling his form.
No.
I went with Facebook data.
Oh.
No, wait. Facebook data did not sign. I went with him, but he did not sign. Our team was signing. Sammy Flex assigned. As to whether it will come tomorrow, we are praying.
Or maybe you just signed last month.
Oh no. Just when was this? Last year, I think about somewhere October or September. Oh no.
Was talking about it yesterday and on Saturday.
So Atin said he got it.
He told me money was given to
some
people in the creative art, but did I get some? And I said no. Why did he say this? He was telling me that I don't get close to people. So this industry is right now all about circles. When you are not with them, you really don't see what's going on.
So Atin signed and he got it.
From what he told me, that's
Sammy Flex signed and he's not gotten it.
Maybe
I did not campaign. No, I suspect maybe I did not campaign well. Because I saw some people campaigning.
But that's not fair.
Richard, you continue.
You see, this is not fair. This is what we keep talking about in our country. You call people to come and sign. Is it that you are coming to vet before giving the money, or they should sign because they are direct beneficiaries of the particular fund? Now, This is very unfair. You know, this is what we are talking about. You see, for me, I think government's whole approach, or the political, I won't even single out only government, but I think the nation's approach, you know, to handling this coronavirus issue pandemic is very sad, because whether we like it or not, it is going to be the creative arts industry that suffers most. Right now, as I speak to you, the ban on the ban on how do you call it, weddings, ban on events, theater performances, all those bans that is going on now, it's not going. In fact, look at churches. Churches have been allowed to operate. There's a church that has I thought maybe churches will operate.
I'm sure that is why Obi and Posa thinks that it is now time to take comedy into the churches, because one thing that also beats me is this. Churches have not been closed, but weddings have been banned.
Yes.
Where do we do the weddings?
We'll do it in a church. But you see, that is the nature of the EI. If you look at the executive instrument 164, to me, I think government should look at it again, because if you say weddings are being banned, okay, some people say weddings are banned, but we can do it in a church. The term wedding itself has been banned. Anything wedding is banned. So whether you do it in a church or mosque or whatever, it's banned.
The moment we hear wedding,
yes, it's banned. So people should not think you can still enter a church and have it done. If it's banned, it's banned. No matter.
Or maybe we have to change the name to marriage ceremony.
Exactly. Or maybe
marriage celebration.
You are doing a blessing, or you are doing something else. You know, but Sammy, it's sad. I was thinking that government would ban churches, or maybe would allow churches with maybe 200 capacity or 100 capacity in shift or hour duration, but to leave it in a free.
No, it's still a 2-hour duration though.
I mean, the number 200 capacity is what I wanted to say.
Oh, but not all churches are even up to 200.
I mean, but we know that the churches,
the big ones, but not all
those
churches.
People, the president and the other political parties were running to during election time, they dare not close those churches. Those churches, they dare not close it. And this is why I think that we should come up as a nation, think about creative art industry and support it properly. I wish, because you mentioned we are talking about creative art and the impact, I wish you can find out if indeed, or maybe you know, but you don't want to tell us.
Which one?
On the amount that was given to some of the people. It will really be very important. You mentioned it.
Wait. What I mean is, because I don't know who has received it. It is only now that Yaugre is telling me.
How much did they get?
He didn't mention, but he made me know, sir. Money was given, and was I given some? And I said no. And he made me know, sir, because you don't get close to people.
Go ahead and wrap up for me, please.
For me, I think this is a very, very, very sad thing, because deals have been cancelled, contracts have broken down. I personally, COVID-19, I won't mention the company. I mean, you know, my headline sponsor for GTA. We were signing, because of we were signing 170,000 Ghana cedi for 1 year campaign. And then we concluded a deal on Friday. Monday we were supposed to be paid. I remember very well, I think between 16th or 14th, the president announced a lockdown. I lost that money. I only had an event with a franchise, a name franchise for a national event. Yet still, we had to make it happen. A lot of deals have broken down. And it's very, very sad. Look at photographers. Look at videographers. Those whose monies come from covering of weddings, covering of events. All these things have been done. And you know, let me put this on record. There's a fear. The fear is that, and Sammy, mark my words, this is on record, Ghana will go into lockdown very soon, because all our hospitals are full. All our isolation centers, the president feared to say, but almost are full to about half capacity is going. Now, what happens is that if all our hospitals that are full now nobody can be admitted. Now, all our hospitals that we have across the country is full. If you put that aside, all isolation centers are almost half full from the capacity. Now, what it means is that if we still have these numbers, 5,000 per week, 5,000 per week, we know how the deficiency we suffer in our health sector. What it means is that government will now have to make us isolate in our homes. Now, if you're isolating your homes, then it means that the COVID now doesn't live in our health facilities, but it lives within us. Yeah. So what does it mean? What it means is that we are going into a lockdown. And the most dangerous aspect of our nation is that the new variant that started in the UK, you know how dangerous the new variant is, the new type of COVID. You know, normally virus changes as it grows. So if you develop a vaccine, or if you realize that you are used to its nature, it begins to turn the way it is. As we speak now, the new variant has found its way when it came to South Africa, Nigeria. It is in Ghana. The president has said it. And that is what is making even young people die and suffer. So as we speak now, we are going into a possible lockdown by the next address.
Okay, Thank you so much. Richmond Amofa Sapon is the name. Remember, he is an artist, manager, marketing executive, and a lawyer in the making. Let me move on to Yao Gray. And I'm still asking the same question. We were getting better until this news. Should government do something to support us? And now that Obi and Ponsa is saying that we should run to the check to do organizations, is that the best place to go to? Yeah.
Please, the memory verse you guys mentioned. What was the name of that?
Oh, Miss Ankai.
That be me person about the
what's his name?
Lamentation.
That be Lamentations. Me battery. Me Bible no. Lamentations 5:7.
Bra, when you send me a Christian, minted that.
Until Lamentations.
I job money, John money. Hey, what was the man? I don't know him.
Hey, Munka, sorry.
Me so for Bianca, see Mumbi lamentation that. It's no job, John.
Well, lamentation is soon one.
Yeah, bro. So with this, with what the president came up with yesterday and the day, it's a big blow for us as artists and all that. And wedding side, you know, make I say a boy movie me a traditional marriage, you know. Monty I say my man.
Yeah, Jaisa. Oh, I dream Bonnie and says ma comodiobi.
Oh, there be say.
Oh, I dream Bonnie and says comodiobi.
A traditional.
Ebi mu here weddings ne dey dem apa.
Matthias here.
Stick I say wedding bad onya kakra bo. E dey supporting him. Wedding am obe da nya bia.
Sorry say man dwene anko akire na me dwene me ho.
E no na wa nya ni ye no.
Ba me ye ni ye ma me ho.
I get it, dude.
So, bro, I would say it's a big blow for us. My brother really said a lot about the disadvantage of what we are going through right now. And I think we've had our first lockdown, and I can say we are getting close to a second lockdown with what is happening right now. And I believe this is the time we as artists and also who say, how do we make money? If we can't play shows, if we can't go out there and make all these things happen, how do we make money? The internet is there. Is it effective here? Do we have the education, or do we have the know-how to really channel our energy on there? Men can say Abba is saying and not necessarily boy, because we really can't depend on that. We need the shows and all that. But I think I had my say, baby should be, and as much as ebe ha ebimo no, ebe boa ebimo. So I'm just with it. I'm just living life as it comes.
Thank you so much, Yao Gray, for this one. Let me move on to Kobe Che. Let me listen to Kobe Che. Kobe Che is next to speak on this. I know he has also lost some deals. Kobe Che, be fine. Kobe,
Mr. Ba,
and Kasai.
Happy birthday to Kwame Eugene.
Oh, today is Kwame Eugene's birthday.
The rockstar.
Yeah. Oh, I see. I never knew. Yesterday I heard he's released some fresh Kabi. Yeah, I think I saw Baba Sadek share it on Facebook.
Oh, nice. Now, yeah, Ghana for no, Ankasano. The two will make 1-1.
Turbo.
I think it's about time we hold our leaders accountable. And I pick it from maybe Richmond started regards to the politicians. Now, Osha Ghana for your attitude, your leaders, if you are doing something, I mean, it is difficult, say, to hold them accountable and responsible. Now, constantly on my Instagram page and all my platform, Twitter, I was constantly posting when the campaigns and the rallies were happening that this is what is happening, and we need to talk as a media.
I remember
yes,
very well.
Let me post up, and I didn't know yet, and in as much that we are also blaming the media, I'll blame Ghanaians and also blame the media. Why am I saying so? Now, a lot of the media houses have been owned by politicians. That is one. And so politicians from because boss station boss a politician. Our party A, party B. It is a COVID background here can obey president and now say Pundits bebano. Our Mecca say in penny for the Amoyan and yet adding. So that is one.
We a friend only one coca. So comfort sick or
any problem.
and almost some are private, and also most of them, because of money, they are also moving away from their core duties
because of survival,
being influenced by money. Into no crano, yanka, into macrum hadie, obekano crepa die, edding. And so it is high time we as media people, as bloggers, as influencers, to go extra hard on our leaders. If they are going wrong, we need to go extra hard on them. Because Riley Seakosi at the Impasso Bohu, a full radio station from pundits to presenters having a core discussion into why this is happening. Calling the information minister, calling the ministry to ask them questions. Why are you guys doing this? And what even shocked me was the fact that the ministry, most of the health ministers, the health minister, the nurses, doctors, all of them were quiet. Because how did they buy? You people are going to suffer, going to have the direct contact. It's like I see who say, send a nurse for Sabi, mu pay delay, mu strike. You were supposed to come out to stand. Ghana Nurses Association, Ghana Medical Association. You people should come out and say no. We are going to risk our lives. It's a rally in the campaign. They were all quiet.
The last release I think I read from the Ghana Medical Association, they were talking about the closure of schools. And once again, they were also talking about the closure of all social gatherings. So I'm sure yesterday's address from the president kind of answered part of their request.
Tamana, yes, let's go. Because Tamana campaign and what were they doing? Again, let me move to the creatives. Look at the weights when Sako they tweet. Look at the weights when Shatter tweet. Look at the weights when Medical tweet. Akobe. Creatives, we are going to suffer the most. And most of these people were also quiet. Because I'm very influential people in our society now. Most of them were not using their handles, their influence to tweet that politicians, you must stop the campaign. If you guys possibly will move to a virtual campaign, move.
Just as you guys,
yes,
just as they move to the virtual.
Exactly. Tell them, tell them, say, Charlie, MPP, NDC, CPP, all of you, stop. A tweet coming from Yvonne Nelson, coming from Nadia, coming from Jackie, coming from all these people. All of them were quiet. So what Trana say if you're buying about Trana say fellow Ghanaians, I feel the winning a motor. Most fellow Ghanaians, we know what you understand? Intino, I say, the Pia Trana name Mrs. Anna. Ye bra, I feel the na, Yusum. So henceforth, say Bibi ko area na impedifoni Bibia. See, they came to serve us. We are not supposed to serve them. As a matter of fact, the leaders are supposed to serve us. They are supposed to listen to us. So if they are going wrong, we are supposed to hold them accountable. What I say? Now, to all Beyond Ponsa and to all the creative people, creative arts. This is the time we need to be extra creative. It is sad, say your structures in Yejuma. Because the structures in Yejuma, the Western world and even in Nigeria, even though the artists will complain, whiskey on koto, but the streams anyway, no, it's not about 20 minutes. But because our structures are not working, so this is also another time. And this is a direct time. I will say from the Creative Art Council, from the Creative Ministry, entertainers, everybody, this is the time we need to push the agenda of the government helping us fix our creative art industry. This is the time. Because this is on our faces. If say, that's a COVID trim, I think it will be another problem. So they must go the extra mile in creating content again. Now to Obi Amponsa and the likes. When you go to the Western world, this comedian, the short one, what's his name?
Kevin Hart.
Most of these guys have stream sites. Comedy, audios, materials to go.
Okay.
So it is high time the Lexis and the Obi Amponsa, the DKBs must also capitalize on having YouTube channel, streaming platform where they can upload the audios of their jokes to campaign and push them. Say, guys, go on this platform. Audio must go to this side, iTunes. I have my body of work there. You can go and listen. And are they even keeping a documentary of their past events?
Okay.
You understand? So we should be more creative this time around so that we'll be able to cash out.
Thank you, Kobe Che from Kobe Che News. Let me go on to Nanaya Redu. And after Nanaya Redu, I'm looking at asking Obi and Ponsa some 1 or 2 questions. That is, if he is in a good position to speak on the issue. I'll be trying him as well. Good morning to you, Frimpon. You are a police officer. And he tells me, Sammy, I want you to greet Namuan for me. A big good morning to Nanapia Mesa from Frimpon, aka Xylophone Police. Xylophone Police, I see ya. I hope you're good, big man. Okay, Nana Aredu, take over. Let's see how we can wrap up this topic.
I'm say Facebook that time say Andra, you die.
Wana ye.
Or die pa.
Ah, okay.
Sammy Che Bibia.
Obia Josminia.
This is a very tough conversation. I must say that my friends and colleagues, they've spoken very well. This is my 2 cents. One, I want to look at it from a different angle for a minute. Okay, so in December or early October to late November, there were rallies that were held. These rallies brought together over 10,000 of people, because they had to campaign and all that kind of thing. And okay, government must lead by example. I respect that. I know, sir, it's very difficult taking or soaking in something that you cause. So obviously, you don't expect the government. It's like only
Nana Koso. Nana Twaso.
What am I saying? Sebi say more visitors for her. I said wa kwalano ana wedding. Oji tum say one away. What am I saying? I'm saying that it's true. Government or political parties led a certain direction early September to late November before the elections. And these actions they took brought together thousands of people. But let's be realistically on the table right now. Let's check it correct. Between that same period, entertainment people also took advantage of what is happening and also cashed in. Perhaps I can actually say that D Black was posting every time 7 a.m., 8 a.m. with less respect to protocols for COVID and all that. It's not only D Black's place. Every pub and club in this country, from the same duration between the late early September to late November, no, even to late December in Ghana, were milking, were cashing in, and everybody was quiet. So I respect people who say government must lead by example. But I feel that as creative people, we shouldn't say that because the politician did the rally, he is allowed to, but we are not allowed to, so we also do our own thing. That's why a politician sat on national TV and said, fellow Ghanaians, you are the ones that caused the thing, because from their data, the COVID picked up December from parties and all these things. Do you understand? So we also, as entertainment people, as creative people, we neglected the rules. We also disrespected the rules of COVID. A lot of events happen in this country. Mm-hmm. A lot of events happen. A lot of, yes, I'm telling you. And these are things that, and you see all these guys from UK that came into town December, everywhere was lit. The polo grounds
Mm-hmm.
was heavy on rotation. Stars were performing. Meanwhile, we knew there was a ban on events in this country. You get what I'm trying to say? So if you disregard the protocols and now you have to pay a heavy price for it, you've already cashed in. Some of us must cry, but I'll come to that side. So on the entrepreneur side of creative people, this is what is happening to us. 2 + 2 is now 3, it's not 4, because you cashed in. You have to sit back and then manage the money. Yes. When I was +2, then now it's -1. You understand? Because you cashed in. You took advantage of the same mistake that these politicians were doing, and then you also cashed in. So if he comes to say that you are the ones that caused the the thing. I mean, in all honesty, you can't fault him too much. You know what I'm trying to say? He didn't do well. Yes, they are leaders. They're supposed to know better. I respect that. But we are also the big influencers. When, like he said, like Obiche said, when Sarkodie tweets, just look at what happens on social media. So just imagine that at that same time, we are taking our precautions seriously, knowing that our industry is in 3 seasons. We were just getting to our peak season. So our industry is in January. Our industry is slow.
Rock City Hotel.
Yes, in January our industry is very slow. Obianim, no creative art industry will tell you that January is a booming season.
It starts getting better from February.
Yes, so we should have also thought about tomorrow, like how in the other world they've been thinking about it. Have you ever seen that a festival happen in December in any of the world, in any of the countries that we look up to? No, but we were doing it. Rapaholic happened, didn't it?
It did.
A lot of parties happen at Sandbox and all these places. We were doing it.
Maha Beach.
Yeah, but elsewhere nobody was doing anything. Because they are trying to prevent. They're trying to save their tomorrow than think of now. But we thought of now than tomorrow. So we are paying the price. Let me talk about the other side of this whole thing.
Okay.
Which is the content side. Now we are going back to content. So you ask, we are just picking up and then the government said this, so what will happen to us? We are going back to content. This is why I always say, last time I said it here before, when our creative arts people are supposed to wake up and be active, they sleep because they are cashing in. Last year, we could have gone to the table with these politicians and said that, listen, we can educate people on coronavirus. We don't want money. All we want is structures that will benefit creative people from music, movies, those who are into these artisans and all these things. What am I talking about? Only for music, we could have gone to the table to say, we will rally Stoneboy, Sarkodie, Shatter, and all these guys who hit the streets and educate people. What we need from you is to implement or help us buy the login system or pay-per-play system to help royalties, collections, and data. What did we do? We didn't do that. We were cashing in. So we didn't go to the table. Politicians approached musicians last year. Sammy did a song for Nanado.
Yeah.
Sarkodie's controversial song with Kwame Eugene. What happened to that? They were cashing in, so they were quiet. Shatta went to Nzema with Fantana's mother.
Yeah.
Right? They were cashing in, so they were quiet. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Meanwhile, we had an acting creative arts council that could have led a conversation with the politicians and say, yo, COVID is still around. So this is what we are looking for. For our movie industry, please help us to fix A, B, C, so that tomorrow, if we don't have to even go out, our producers can still produce or put their movies on this A, B, C, D process and still make some money. You are crying for corporate for government interventions when it comes to creative art. Well, how much do we contribute? Sports sector, they contribute. The government is able to calculate it. So he was able to support the sports people
industry,
yeah, because they're able to calculate the money to say that, okay, on my 2 city, on my 3 city, yeah, do salary because systems need new it my correct calculations, no. What am I saying? So I felt like we should have gone to the table. Yeah, on table, no. So now where are we now? Obesity season because it's content time. In the world, movies are now shifting onto these VOD platforms, video on demand platforms, so Netflix, Showmax, and all these platforms. Are they working? Yes, research shows that in the beginning of COVID in 2019 to 2020, about 2020 now. Now amount for sure, but later amount began to adjust. What is the Creative Arts Council doing with regards to telecommunications networks in Ghana with data? This is the time to go on the table and say, let's create a certain platform that will make every telecom user from Airtel to go MTN to whatever, right, access the platform so we can pay with mobile money to watch some of these things. You get what I'm trying to say, right? Individually, people are doing their own pay platforms, but just imagine that we are able to go to the table with all these people. Say now we are hit by a certain pandemic. This is the time people be on a Visa card. Any be on a MasterCard. Oh, bit mako tiamo a Netflix CB and I say iTunes CB. So what happened to those people? we can also think about the end user as well. Or if you then obey. So we can go to the table with these guys and say, listen, it is now for content to reign, for music, movies, OBR, comedy, whatever.
Yeah.
If we sit down with these telcos, and they can, because I've worked in a telco before, so I know what I'm saying. It's possible to create a line out that everybody can access at a very discounted data charges, so that creatives can keep on doing their work, and then they can also make money. Then there will still be money circulating in our industry. Because yes, ideas, I mean, Asamaba, what am I saying? So we are hit. Yes, it's true. But if we are going to sit down right now and not go to the table with certain conversations with the government wouldn't know what to do for us. This is a time where the minister of creative arts, right? This is the time. This is where his job starts now. He needs to go and talk and lobby for us. This is it now, because it is not time to play. We will not play we'll stop playing the blame games. It's okay. We are hit with the pandemic. Now, let's look at how to solve the problem. So this is his job time. And every creative entrepreneur, from the event side and wellness and everything, we have to go back into content. Why it shows that? Now, Bill Money, and why it shows you can be cutting and editing them and then be putting it on these VOD platform for people to watch and pay. And yes, idea jobs now, man, for losing in the creative sector alone, if you calculate, boss, it's crazy.
Thank you, Nana Yauredu, on this one. And another special thanks to Yao Gray. He is also an artist here on this platform. Richard Amofat Sapon, marketing executive, artist manager, and of course, he is our lawyer in the making. Kobiche is also here from KobicheNews.com, and you are also at the other side listening.